What's up, guys? This is John here, and today we're going to be comparing the most recent two Yoda's Hut Lego sets, and most likely come to the conclusion that this set is a ripoff compared to this new 2022 set. So let's get into it. So first off, obviously, this is a diorama. This is one of the three new 2022 Lego Star Wars diorama sets that they have come out with. It retails at $80 with around 1,000 parts. This set here came out in 2018. This is definitely a playset targeted for kids. It was $30 with less than 300 parts. Obviously, probably around 200 to 300 of these pieces are one-by-one studs and tiles and plates. So that makes up for a lot of the parts. But if you take that into account, you're still paying about $80 for around 800 parts. Here you're paying $30 for around 270 parts. So price per piece wise, this one's obviously a better deal. Now you're gonna be getting 3 figures in each set, each of which has the same set of figures, but some of them have some minor differences. Here you get Yoda, same Yoda in both sets. R2-D2 here, they look very similar from the front, but this one has some back printing and this one does not. That's a new feature, so that adds a little bit more value. And Luke Skywalker's are rather similar, except this new one has a lot more detail when it comes to like the folds of his shirt. But other than that, you're basically getting the same figures comparatively in these two sets. Now, talking about the actual builds, this set, obviously you get a larger Yoda's Hut. This one's a little bit smaller, but this one's a lot more detailed than this one. You also get this large environmental scene where you get more of these swamp parts. You get part of an X-wing, you get the swamp, and a little bit more surrounding. Well, this set is mainly focused on the hut, but you also get a little bit of the swamp from the Taking back. A closer look at the new set, you can see that we get some printed tiles with Lego Star Wars and a quote, and we get this nice little black backdrop for this diorama to be built on. Now in the back here, you have space to fit your figures inside. You can fit your Yoda pretty easily, but they will not fit through the front. Even Yoda will be taller than the entrance there. So that's an unfortunate play feature wise, but obviously this isn't made to be played with. This is a display set. Obviously this set has a lot more playability. You can easily fit your Luke Skywalker figure right through here. You have to just get him under there a little bit, but obviously Yoda fits in quite easily. He's a lot shorter than that entrance. But you're most likely going to be playing on the back here. You have the floating crate, a little bit of swamp, and you can turn these outwards to take up a little bit more space here. This looks a lot better on display. Having it this way, you can pose your figures or whatever. But obviously this is a play set, and it only came in at the $30 price mark. It's a pretty substantial build for only $30, but obviously nothing as cool looking as that diorama. Taking price into account, our set on the left here is $80 and the one on the right is $30. Now the one on the left is 2 1/3 times more expensive, but you're getting about 750 more pieces if that puts it into retrospect. You're also getting the same 3 minifigures, so the one on the left is obviously a better deal when it comes to those aspects. Now, if you're a little kid, obviously you're going to want to build the playset one most likely, as building the tiles inside of this set is very tedious and quite frankly annoying to place all of those in. One step has 177 of these 1x1 tiles that you have to place in there to fill up the swamp. So obviously, if you're a kid, you're gonna go for the smaller build. Even though the one on the left looks a lot cooler, it's just very annoying to build. But if both of these were on shelves, this right one seems pretty outdated compared to the diorama. It's kind of surprising that Lego already made a newer version of the hut after only 4 years, but they really made leaps and bounds when it came to many of the aspects. Like the figures here, fortunately we get the same Yoda, but to give you a closer look at our 2 Luke Skywalkers here, the one on the right here is the newer version and the one on the left is the older version. You can definitely see detailed differences between the two. They do have the same facial prints, but the one on the right that comes in the diorama is just significantly better looking. Having the printed detail on the back of an astromech body is crazy innovative compared to just 4 years ago when you would get this blank R2-D2 back. The only really innovative building technique is the wing piece here being on a hinge, so you can get a nice angle of the wing coming out of the swamp. But other than that, these are pretty basic building techniques. Now the hut does use a lot of snot techniques, which makes it look a lot cleaner than the other one, as it really rounds it off. And using a lot of these brown arches, they create a nice tree and swamp vibes. But other than that, there's nothing crazy new about how they built this. It just looks better. Overall, I think that the new Yoda's Hut Dagobah diorama is just objectively better. It's a better value for the price, it's a better display piece, and honestly, even though the one on the right was intended to be a playset, I think after it's built, you could still get quite a bit of playability with the diorama. It's not like a detailed Star Wars ship where it's easy to break. You can still move the figures in and out of the hut, display them around the swamp and whatever. It's just the actual building aspect of it is significantly more difficult for the new one. I wouldn't have thought that LEGO would had to have remade this after only 4 years, but I think it's good that they did, because the new Luke figure, the new R2-D2 printing, and just the general vibe of these new dioramas is a really good look for the new 18 plus LEGO theme. And I'm generally happy with how this Dagobah set came out. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.